Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Pour yourself something strong, because today we're diving into what might be the most shocking royal controversy I've seen in years. There are some serious allegations swirling around Meghan Markle that, if true, could absolutely destroy her carefully crafted public image. Let me be crystal clear though. We need to approach this with extreme caution because what we're talking about involves some very serious claims related to the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Now, I know you guys are excited for more, but before we delve into further discussion, if you haven't subscribed, I mean, come on guys, what are you waiting for? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell ASAP. So now, according to recent transcripts released by the U.S. Justice Department, Ghislaine Maxwell, who is currently serving a 20-year prison sentence for sex trafficking, was interviewed last month by Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. During this interview, Maxwell made numerous claims attempting to rewrite history and dispute allegations against herself, Epstein, and various associates. Now, there's a document circulating online claiming that during these interviews, Maxwell somehow linked Meghan Markle to Prince Andrew's social circle and possibly to Virginia Giuffre. I need to tell you right away, I've searched extensively through credible news sources, and there is absolutely no evidence that Maxwell ever mentioned Meghan Markle in any capacity during these interviews. None. Zero. What actually happened is far different from what this viral document suggests. The Justice Department released transcripts and audio recordings of Maxwell's interview with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, where she disputed various allegations, including those made by Virginia Giuffre against Prince Andrew. But Meghan Markle's name does not appear anywhere in these legitimate transcripts. Let's look at what Maxwell actually said in these interviews. When discussing the infamous photograph showing Prince Andrew with his arm around Virginia Giuffre, with Maxwell in the background, Maxwell claimed the photo is fake, stating, "What's an even bigger word than bullshit? I believe that this whole thing was manufactured." This attempt to discredit physical evidence is particularly telling when we consider the mountain of testimony against her. The controversy around this photo has been ongoing for years. Prince Andrew has strenuously denied Giuffre's allegations that he was introduced to her at London's Tramp nightclub in 2001 with Maxwell before allegedly being forced to perform sex acts with him when she was 17. Andrew eventually settled a civil lawsuit with Giuffre in 2022 for an undisclosed sum without admitting liability, a settlement that many viewed as an attempt to make the problem go away rather than a vindication. What's particularly interesting is that newly published evidence appears to confirm the photo is real. The back of the original picture reportedly shows it was developed at a Walgreens pharmacy on March 3, 2001, making it essentially impossible to have been doctored, according to experts. Michael Thomas, the photographer who handled the original image while working for the Mail on Sunday, has come forward stating it wasn't crisp because it had been developed in 2001. For Ghislaine Maxwell to come out and say it was fake is ridiculous. I held the photo. It was a normal photograph. This physical evidence directly contradicts both Maxwell and Prince Andrew's denials. So where did this false narrative about Meghan Markle come from? It appears to be a complete fabrication designed to damage her reputation by falsely connecting her to one of the most notorious scandals of our time. The timing is suspicious, coming just as Maxwell's actual interview transcripts were released, creating confusion about what was actually said. Let's be absolutely clear. There is no credible evidence whatsoever linking Meghan Markle to Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, or their circle. The document claiming this connection appears to be completely fabricated. But this raises a crucial question. Why target Meghan specifically with this type of devastating misinformation? The answer likely lies in the particular vulnerability of Meghan's position in the public eye. Already a polarizing figure who has faced unprecedented levels of scrutiny and criticism since joining and then partially leaving the royal family, Meghan represents an easy target. She's someone who has spoken out against powerful institutions, made claims about racism and unfair treatment, and positioned herself as a victim of systemic abuse. For those who question her credibility or motives, falsely connecting her to the Epstein scandal represents the ultimate character assassination, an attempt to permanently destroy her moral authority. What we're seeing is a disturbing example of how misinformation spreads in today's media environment. Someone created a false narrative, packaged it to look legitimate, and released it knowing that some people would believe it without checking sources. It's particularly insidious because it tries to connect someone to a very serious criminal case without any factual basis. This fabrication follows a familiar pattern we've seen with other fake stories about Meghan, from claims about her bullying palace staff, an investigation that quietly disappeared, to outrageous stories about her wearing a microphone during public appearances. But connecting her to the Epstein scandal crosses a dangerous line that goes beyond typical tabloid gossip. It represents a form of character assassination so severe that even if completely disproven, the mere association can permanently taint someone's reputation. The techniques used in this smear campaign are worth examining. First, the fabricators took advantage of a real news event, the release of Maxwell's actual Justice Department interview. Then they created content that mimicked legitimate reporting, but inserted completely false claims. They understood that many readers wouldn't verify the information against primary sources, and would instead share it based solely on how it aligned with their existing biases about Meghan. This strategy exploits what psychologists call confirmation bias, our natural tendency to accept information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs without critical examination. For those already inclined to view Meghan negatively, a story connecting her to Epstein might seem plausible enough not to question, especially when packaged to look legitimate. What makes this type of misinformation particularly dangerous is how it exploits the very real trauma of actual victims. Virginia Giuffre and other survivors of Epstein and Maxwell's crimes have fought courageously for years to be heard and believed. Their stories deserve to be taken seriously, not weaponized in unrelated celebrity feuds or royal dramas. Using their experiences as ammunition against Meghan trivializes their suffering and undermines the credibility of genuine victims. The real victims of Epstein and Maxwell's crimes deserve better. As Virginia Giuffre's family stated after Maxwell's actual interview was released, they were outraged and called it a travesty of justice that entirely invalidates the experiences of the many brave survivors who put their safety, security, and lives on the line to ensure her conviction. Their focus, rightfully, is on justice for the actual victims, not on royal drama or celebrity feuds. The vulnerability of public figures to completely fabricated narratives should concern us all, even if we're not fans of the particular celebrity being targeted. Today it's Meghan Markle, tomorrow it could be someone else. In an era of deepfakes, AI-generated content, and sophisticated misinformation campaigns, distinguishing truth from fiction becomes increasingly difficult, especially when the lies are crafted to exploit existing social divisions and biases. Media literacy has never been more important. Before sharing or even believing sensational claims, we should ask crucial questions. What's the original source? Is this being reported by credible news organizations? Does the claim align with verifiable facts? Am I believing this because it's actually credible, or because it confirms what I already think about this person? There's also something particularly insidious about how these fabrications often target women, especially women of color. The pattern of attempting to discredit women by attacking their character, morality, or sexual history is as old as time. And connecting a woman to a sex trafficking scandal represents perhaps the most damaging form of this attack. It's a tactic designed to permanently destroy credibility and silence voices that challenge existing power structures. For Meghan specifically, this fabricated connection to Epstein represents just the latest in a long line of attempts to discredit her. From the moment she entered royal life, she faced a level of scrutiny and hostility that seemed disproportionate to any actual missteps. The question we should be asking isn't, is this particular story about Meghan true? But rather, why is Meghan specifically targeted with such persistent and extreme character assassination attempts? The broader implications extend beyond just one royal figure. In a world where misinformation spreads faster than truth, where social media algorithms reward engagement over accuracy, and where deepfakes and AI-generated content make distinguishing reality from fiction increasingly difficult, we're all vulnerable to manipulation. Today, it's a fabricated story about Meghan Markle and Ghislaine Maxwell. Tomorrow, it could be fake video evidence implicating any public figure or even private citizens in crimes they never committed. So what should we take away from this? First, always check sources before believing sensational claims. Look for reporting from established news organizations with fact-checking processes and professional standards. Second, be particularly skeptical of stories that seem designed to completely destroy someone's reputation by associating them with serious crimes. These types of accusations require extraordinary evidence, not anonymous internet claims. Third, remember that the real victims in the Epstein case deserve our focus and respect, not to have their experiences weaponized for unrelated celebrity feuds. Finally, we should recognize that our information ecosystem is increasingly polluted with sophisticated lies designed to manipulate our emotions and exploit our biases. Developing stronger media literacy isn't just about protecting celebrities from unfair attacks. It's about protecting our own ability to distinguish truth from fiction in an era where that distinction is increasingly blurred. The Epstein case itself is about powerful figures potentially escaping accountability for horrific crimes against vulnerable victims. That's where our focus should remain, not on fabricated connections to unrelated celebrities designed purely to damage reputations and drive engagement on social media platforms. What do you think about how misinformation spreads in today's media landscape? Have you encountered other examples of completely fabricated stories presented as fact? Do you have strategies for distinguishing truth from fiction in an increasingly complex information environment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more thoughtful analysis of today's biggest controversies. Until next time, thanks for watching. Ta-ta, and bye for now.